In 1926, Agatha Christie had already made a name for herself as the Queen of Crime. Right after the release of her novel The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, she made international headlines as she went missing for 11 days. In 2012, Gillian Flynn released her crime thriller novel, the widely acclaimed Gone Girl. These two cases mirror each other in some way. It is believed that Flynn was inspired by Agatha Christie's disappearance to lay the groundwork for Gone Girl. In today's episode of Grim Case Books, we are going to explore how much of this claim is true and what can be chalked up to just coincidence. Also, if you are new here, hi, I am Anisha. I am an author. I usually make videos about writing my books and my life. This is my new series, the Grim Case Books, and it will explore books and their ties to true crime. Excited? Let's dive right in. First, let's talk about the parallels. The media was obsessed with Agatha Christie's disappearance, and the former made international headlines, as we spoke about. 15,000 people joined in a nationwide search for Agatha Christie, along with biplanes in the sky and bloodhounds on the ground. Lakes and streams were dredged, the Home Security put pressure on the police to solve the crime, and her fellow crime writers got involved. Author Conan Doyle gave one of her gloves to a medium, Horace Leaf, who said she was still alive, half dazed, half purposeful, and would turn up the following week. So, let's come to the first parallel of this, the unfaithful husband. The husband is unfaithful when Agatha Christie's case, and Agatha Christie was aware of her husband's affair and even knew the name of his mistress, Nancy Neal. It's speculated that he had asked her for a divorce before departing that weekend to spend time with his mistress. In Gone Girl, Nick Dunn is revealed to have been having an affair with a much younger woman, his student Andy. As readers, we find out that Amy knew about the affair. The second parallel is, of course, revenge. While there is no concrete proof, that it is believed that Agatha Christie pulled the stunt that she did out of revenge. She wanted to upend her husband's weekend with his mistress. Agatha Christie allegedly kissed their sleeping child, drove off, and abandoned her car in the middle of the road, leaving behind her expired driver's license. Before going off, she had sent postcards out, one to her brother-in-law claiming that she was going on a holiday, another to the local police constable claiming that she feared for her life. She left one for her husband, which she burned before the police could see it. She also alerted the London Times, saying that relatives of Mrs. Teresa Neal could contact her at the motel she was staying at. The next point is the disappearance. In both Agatha Christie's life and Amy Dunn's life, the woman chooses to disappear, leaving behind a trail of evidence that would directly lead back to their husbands. There are multiple accounts of what happened to Agatha Christie during these 11 days. Some accounts claim that she checked into a hotel in Harrogate, Yorkshire, passively noted the search being conducted for her, not bothering to disguise herself and even buying the paper every day. Other accounts claim that she had assumed a name, borrowing Neal's surname, and sent a warning to the local police to alert the family of her whereabouts. Still another account says that she just turned up in a hotel in Yorkshire 11 days later claiming amnesia. We might never know what truly happened to Agatha Christie during those 11 days, though people believe that it was due to her disintegrating marriage. It was also speculated that perhaps it was a marketing gimmick to sell more of her books, but that's highly unlikely. Next, there is the reappearance. 11 days later, Agatha Christie resurfaced. Her husband, Archie Christie, claimed that she had amnesia, but it was perhaps just to save face. They never spoke of those 11 days again. In Gone Girl, Amy Dunn decides to come back to Nick Dunn when she hears his plea on television. She falls in love with him again. She ends up unaliving her ex-boyfriend, Dacey Collins, with whom she had been staying with, and stages it to look like he had been the mastermind behind her alleged kidnapping. But we cannot really explore this case without looking at the differences as well. The major difference between Agatha Christie's story and the story of Nick Dunn and Amy Dunn is that Agatha Christie and Archie Christie divorced the following year. Archie went on to marry his mistress in 1928. Agatha Christie too went on to marry archaeologist Max Mallowan. And Amy Dunn came back to Nick Dunn after inseminating herself with his sperm. He realizes that his wife is a psychopath, but decides, due to the media attention on them and for the sake of their unborn child, that they would stay together. Gillian Flynn had said that her being a journalist directly fed into her storyline in the genre of crime thrillers. She also cited Agatha Christie as her idol when it comes to writing crime thrillers. While she's never outright claimed Agatha Christie's disappearance as the source of her inspiration for Gone Girl, the similarities between the two are too striking to ignore. Whether consciously or unconsciously, Gone Girl seems to have been inspired by the high profile disappearance of the Queen of Crime herself. Thank you so much for listening to the next episode of Grim Case Books. We will be back with a new episode soon. If you like this episode, please leave a comment and subscribe. Feel free to leave your theories about Agatha Christie's disappearance and Gone Girl as well. Also, feel free to let me know if there is any other book you would like me to explore and their ties to true crime. Until next time, bye.